familiar faces out here with Lee.
Hey.
Gonna do his wheel bearing right here on his Celica. You guys seen this car on the channel before? It was one that was smoking clutch. I believe that was the title, the smoking clutch. And today we were supposed to do a wheel bearing last time it was here, but I didn't. It was on a Sunday, and most shops aren't open on Sunday to press in the wheel bearing. But I finally invested in a press, so now I'm able to do the job. So if you guys need to do wheel bearings, I got you guys. Hit me up on Instagram. It's this one. I know the previous owner watches my videos, so shout out to you. I forgot her name, Shirley, I think that was her name. But I'm waiting on Clayton. He was supposed to do this while I do my other customer's job, a timing chain cover gasket on another guy's, on Instagram's follower. I'm supposed to do the timing chain cover gasket on this one while Clayton was supposed to remove this, and I was gonna press in the bearing afterwards, but Clayton's late, like always, over an hour late. No, but it's all good. I'm gonna get started on this. So basically, oh, I found your problem, dude.
What happened?
There's your ABS problem. The wire's cut.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Well, that solves one issue.
Yep. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Way easier. What's it rubbing at?
Probably the wheel, dude.
Oh,
zip tied it.
Yeah, it came off. Yep. Fuck.
There you go, people. Gotta put those back with on the little mount over there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be over there. The bolt fell off.
Yeah. Hold on. We'll fix it. We'll try to fix it up.
We wired it.
I can maybe fix it up. I don't know. We'll talk to Clay, see if he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be too hard. Just connect it back. But anyways, we're gonna do wheel bearing on this. So you want to remove the caliper, you want to remove the rotor, get it all out of the way, and then we're gonna remove the bolts right here from the strut, these 19 mils, and then make the job easier. We're gonna remove the right here, where's it at? Oh, the 2 nuts and 1 bolt right there, and the whole knuckle should come off, and then we go press in the new wheel bearing. Caliper bracket is removed, caliper itself is also removed, rotor as well. Now we're gonna tackle the 2 19mm bolts right here, and then bottom ones. So I already removed the 2 nuts and the bolt, and I forgot to mention you have to remove the axle nut. Just gonna yeet it out with the impact, make sure it's at high settings. Axle nut came out, got the 2 strap bolts out, and now this thing should come out. Oh, actually, we forgot to remove that. Whoops. So let me go ahead and remove the tie rod end.
Like I'm trying to save this car.
So we already removed the whole knuckle and get you a better closer look at the ABS. So we're gonna try and fix this today for Lee, but we got the whole knuckle removed right here, and things a little loud, man.
Yeah.
So as I said, you have the 2 19mm bolts and nuts right here. Then you have the 2 nuts and the 1 bolt. These are 17, these are 19 mil, and then you have the one right here for the tie rod end. This one was a 17 mil, but it could be other sizes depending on which brand you have. These look to be aftermarket, so that one was a 17. I think they're usually 14s. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong, but that's pretty much it to remove the knuckle. Really easy stuff. Now we're gonna go to the backyard and press in the new wheel bearing. So first thing I did was remove the snap ring that holds the bearing on the knuckle, and I already went ahead and set it up on my Harbor Freight 20-ton press. I usually have it set up like this. Gives you guys an idea. Smaller half square, bigger half square, or I guess if you want to call it a triangle, and it holds the knuckle in place leveled with the point right here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to press it out, and this is going to fall right out. And for that, oh, first of all, the snap ring pliers I used are the Harbor Freight ones. This is the Icon brand. This is their more, I guess their more durable brand, and they're trying to mock Snap-on. And I'm actually gonna say these are actually really good. I used these snap rings when I did Clayton's wheel bearings, and I was afraid I was gonna break the tips off this, and they've held on. Like there's been a couple of times when I would use it and it would slip and they didn't break. And these actually are really good quality. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to lie to you guys like that. These are actually really good quality. So get them from Harbor Freight, yo. Really good set. And then we're gonna use the plates right here to press it out with more Harbor Freight tools. Here's the Mad Docs bearing race and seal driver set. So I use these to press out the bearing, and Harbor Freight also has these. You can use the coupon for this one. You can't use it for the Icon line because that's how Harbor Freight works, but you can use the coupon for this one and you'll get a little bit cheaper. So let me go ahead and set it up and show you guys how to do it. So we're gonna want to pop out the hub first, and the hub is this inside ring. So we're gonna use the, what is this, 39.5 millimeter. We're gonna put it right there. You see how it fits perfectly. And then we're gonna use our little extension right here for there. And that should give us enough leverage to pop out the hub. Oh, pop. Yep, there we go. And you can see the hub is going down. You see it?
Yep. There you go.
All right, and that's how you pop out the hub. So there's the hub, and we want to remove the, I think they call it a race. We have to remove this race right here, and that's also, I'm going to use another Harbor Freight tool. So once I get to that point, I will show you guys. So in order to press out the bearing itself, I'm going to put the old race back on there. But basically you're going to want to remove this with a puller, and you want to reuse this. But because this is from like a previous wheel bearing job I did, I'm just going to use this one, and we're going to use it to push it out. Yeah, an hour late. Oh, well. Anyways, we're going to press out the bearing now, and we're just going to watch the old bearing fall out, and you're going to hear a loud bang or a loud pop. There you go. That was a loud pop. So just bring this back up, and we're going to use that socket I actually dropped. We're going to use that right here. So go up a little bit more. Okay, cool. Lock it up.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. All right. So that's how bad your wheel bearing was. This piece wasn't supposed to fall out, but it did. So
Jeez, man.
there you go. Happy
You got
birthday.
new ones.
Yep.
There's your
Piece of crack.
Look at that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's for sure crusty looking. So it's all good. He got the OEM one, so we're gonna go ahead and press that in right now. So to pull out the race from the hub, I'm gonna be using the bearing separator and puller set. This one I'm actually not gonna recommend to you guys. After using it 3 or 4 times, I already bent this long rod right here. So because it is Harbor Freight Pittsburgh brand, I can go back and get it warranted and get a new set, but this set is just not strong enough to be pulling out those races. So if you guys can get a better one, get it, because this one's not that great. And as I said, I'm gonna have to go warranty it probably later today. So I already have it set up with puller right here. This is how you have it, how you need to have it set up. And this is what I was talking about, guys. This right here, the rod, you can see how badly it got stripped. And yes, I did lube it up. I did put grease on it, but at this point, I really don't care, so I'm just going to use it like that. And you can see this right here actually mushroomed out. Like, that's supposed to be pretty even, and it's not. So, hopefully I can focus on it. Yeah, check that out. I cannot recommend this tool, you guys. This tool sucks. So get yourself a really good quality bearing puller, but for now we're going to use this and hope for the best. But this rod basically has to come down, so I'm going to use a flat piece right here to hold it and pull this as it goes. So I kid you guys not, I just stripped these right now. It was working. It was pushing it pushed the hub out a little bit, or the race, And in the process, it stripped the whole thing. So I'm definitely gonna go get those warranted later. But I ended up using something else. So I grabbed the bigger one, and then I grabbed some bricks, and then these flat pieces, and it seems to be doing the trick. So I'm probably gonna need to realign it, reset it up though, because I'm already gonna max it out right here. But you can see it's pushing it up. You can see it. So that's cool. And just like that, the old race is already off. So toss that aside, and we need to reuse the hub. So gonna go ahead and clean this up, make sure it's really, really clean. We're gonna use some brake clean, and then we're gonna press in the new bearing with the hub. So I got some brake clean and some shop rags, shop towels, and I cleaned up the surface right here. And we're gonna press in the new wheel bearing. So want to put it as straight as possible. This, you want to make sure this doesn't go crooked at all. And the way I use it is I use both my flat stock pieces right here, flat stock, and then we're gonna use the big flat piece, which covers the whole area of the bearing. You want to get the outside, not the inside. If you get the inside, you're gonna destroy this bearing. So I want to make sure it's the outside, and I think I should have enough clearance to press it in without using the socket. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. You want to make sure you're exactly in the center. If not, you're gonna destroy this bearing. And when you're pulling down on this, it shouldn't feel that hard. It really shouldn't. It should be really easy for you to do this. And you can see I'm not even using that much force, and it's slipping the bearing right in. And when you get to the point where you gotta stop, you'll feel this get hard, like to the point where you're gonna be putting much more force than usual. But right now, it's still pretty soft, pretty light. Hopefully I don't max out right here. Still feels pretty soft. And there you have it, new wheel bearing is pressed in. It got really hard to the point where I couldn't bring this down no more, and that's when you know you should stop. It'll let you, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. It's really easy to know. So now we're done with that. So now we're gonna want to flip this over to press in the hub right here. So I have the hub right here, or this is the hub, and I have my two flat stocks, and it has the big curved part so that it doesn't go through and it gets held on with the hub. And we're gonna want to push the whole knuckle down, and with that we're gonna use the same 72 mil to push everything down. As I said, this is gonna be the whole area, surrounding area, and we're probably gonna use that socket since it is sitting a little bit lower. And just like that, she's all done. And before you guys blow up my comments, the wheel bearing, the new one, comes already pre-lubed. It already has lube, so you don't need to over exaggerate with some grease in there. So it's already pre-greased. So before you guys blow up my comments and say you didn't grease it up, it already comes pre-greased. I didn't need to do that. But anyways, we already got it pressed in, so now we have to return the snap ring back in there. Gonna clean up the snap ring since it does have a little bit of corrosion around it. Hopefully it does slip right back in, and then we just go reinstall the knuckle. If you feel like the snap ring didn't go all the way in, you can double check with like one of these right here. What I did was I pretty much grabbed the hammer and I pushed it into its groove, just so I could double check that I know it's in there. And you can see it matches with the circle, so at least we know it's seating properly. So let's go ahead and reinstall this. As I saw, I took care of that. But I'm gonna help him out right now because we do have to remove the exhaust manifold from the 2ZZ because it is in the way of removing the timing chain cover because of the secondary air injection tube that runs from the back to the front, or to the side to the front.
All right, hurry up, knucklehead.
Ha 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 ha, you got jokes.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, back to the knuckle. Hardy har har. Reverse procedure to reinstall the knuckle. We're gonna first install the two nuts. Got the nuts right here. We're gonna install the 2 nuts right there, and then the bolt, and then we just reattach the knuckle to the strut, and vice versa, the axle and the tie rod end. And just like that, I got everything reinstalled. So I'm gonna make sure to at least put the Zaf threads. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to at least put his brake line right here, just so it doesn't happen to his brake line, he loses brakes. But I'm gonna make sure to put a 10 right there. But these are on, this is on, these 3 are on, and the caliper one is on. Same with the caliper bracket bolts. So we should go back on now.